Hey everyone, and welcome to Homeschooling with Hira. Today we are going to talk about the English reading syllabus for a late kindergartner or a first grader. For any language, we have four skills to learn: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Children start absorbing any language when they listen to it. The second step is when they start speaking that language. The third step is reading, and the last is writing. Now, reading can be of two types. It can be mechanical reading or intellectual reading. In today's session, I'll be telling you all about intellectual reading, which means that if a child is reading something, is he really reading it? Or you are just talking about the fluency or blending of sounds and considering it as if your child is reading. No doubt that reading starts with phonics, but there is so much more to it. So, what does it mean by reading for kids? Does it only mean fluency to you, or it is something more than this? So, if you want to get the answer to this question, be with me to the end of the video. And before you move any further, let me tell you that this channel is for you if you are interested in English phonics, English grammar, English spelling rules, English creative writing, and above all, how to teach all this stuff to your little ones in multi-sensory ways. So consider subscribing to the channel, turn on your bell notifications, and without any further ado, let's get started. So let's talk about this question, that what is reading indeed? Reading is not only about blending the sounds into words or flipping through the pages of the books. However, it's more about comprehension. Now, another important question is that what is comprehension? What do I mean by this? When we talk about comprehension, we need to take care of these three things. Can our kids make prediction about the text? Can they infer the meaning of the text? And can they find contextual clues to prove their point, or can they find evidences from the text to prove any point? These three things might look a little difficult to you, but these are the main skills that we need to incarnate in our kids to make them intellectual readers. And now I'll be explaining one by one that what I mean by making predictions, making inference, and finding contextual clues. So let's begin with predictions. For example, you are going to read a storybook to them. Now, rather than start reading the book, you can ask kids what do they think will happen in the book by looking at the title page of the book and reading the title. In this picture, you can see the title of my book is The Enchanting Unicorn. We have a unicorn picture here, and I can also see a castle. Now, give your children or your students some time to look at the picture, read the title, and start making predictions that what do they think might happen in this book. Once they have shared their ideas, don't disclose what will happen, but start reading the book. After reading a few pages, again ask them that what do they think that will happen next. Keep reading the text, keep showing them illustrations, and keep asking them that what do they think will happen next. This is what we call prediction, and this is how you will help them in developing their ideas, reasoning skills, and critical thinking skills. Let me share with you a prediction about this title. The prediction could be that this is a magical unicorn who was trapped in a castle by a witch. This is just a single prediction. Children will come up with many ideas, and if you have come up with an idea by looking at this picture, please write it down in the comments box. I would love to read what do you predict about this book just by looking at the title page and reading the title. And this is our first step towards intellectual reading. Now let's check out the second step, that is to infer or making inferences. To infer simply means that you need to find out the clues from the text and use your knowledge, what you already know about something, and then make an educated guess. You need to find the clues from the text, Combine it with what you already know and then come up to a solution or come up with the meaning of something. This is what we call inference. For example, showing you a very basic worksheet kind of thing. Tia always wakes up early in the morning. She makes her bed, cleans her room, and sets the table for breakfast. Now we have given some information about Tia, and the question is, what type of girl is Tia? Is she selfish, helpful, or arrogant? Now it's not directly written in the text that what type of girl is Tia, but after reading these lines, you can infer that she is a helpful girl. Got my point? So, this is what we call inference, or this is another thing towards intellectual reading. We are training our kids to read between the lines. Sometimes authors don't simply write straight sentences. So, to understand their meaning, we need to read between the lines. We need to infer the meaning of the text with the help of the clues that are given in the text, along with our previous knowledge. Inference is not only about understanding the meaning of the text, but we also infer the meanings of the words. For example, we build vocabulary with the help of inference. Here's an example for you. The cow was chewing the cud in the marsh. Now, this is the paper of one of my students. She is just 5 point something, and she inferred the meaning of these words marsh, cud, and another word was amble. This is just a line from a paragraph. So, what is the meaning of cud? The cow was chewing the cud. So, she inferred the meaning something like this. Cud means that they swallow the grass and get it back in their mouth. And she has also drawn this picture. Can you see the intestine inside? So she wants to show that cud is something that the cow has already eaten and then it is again chewing it. For marsh, she has given some definition. She has also drawn a picture. So, this is how we train our kids to make inferences. If you want to get this worksheet, it is available on my website. I'll give the link in the description box. You can get this worksheet and make your kids practice working on it. And if you are thinking that from where will you get these sentences, so these sentences are everywhere in storybooks, in their textbooks. If you want to get proper worksheets for these sentences or inference worksheets, you can simply search on Google. You will get many options there, many websites there that give you free worksheets. Live Worksheets is one of them. I'll also share the link to that website in the description box. Please have a look there. After this, predictions, inference, next thing is contextual clues. Now, what does it mean by contextual clues? For example, let's read this passage with me. As Rory walked up his path, he froze. Something was wrong. The curtain in the front room was hanging limply with ribs all the way through. Beyond the curtains, Rory could see a scene of destruction. Lights were lying on the ground, the rug was ripped, and bits of ornaments were strewn over the carpet. Rory's stomach lurched as he rushed towards the front door. Fumbling for his keys, he unlocked his door and rushed inside. The devastation continued. The entrance to the kitchen, which Rory was sure he had closed before going to work, was swung open and had scratch marks halfway up. Rory closed his eyes and clenched his fist. Up the stairs were muddy little prints. Rory stormed up the stairs following the tracks and showed the door to his bedroom open and burst in. In the middle of the remains of the bedclothes sat Rory's white, fluffy, guilty looking dog, Angus. This passage has been taken from a Twinkle worksheet, and the worksheet is all about contextual clues. If you want to get worksheets like this, you can find them for free at Live Worksheets, or you can take the subscription of twinkle.com. Now, after reading this passage, Here are a few questions that you need to answer. The first one is, who or what has caused the destruction in Rory's house? Now, if the child has read it carefully, if he has read it intellectually, so he would give you the answer that the destruction was caused by Rory's dog Angus, right? Now, that was a straight answer, but the second thing is more important. What were your clues in the text? You said that Angus has caused the destruction, the dog, right? But what were the clues in the text which guided you that Angus caused this destruction? So now your student or your kid will go back and find out the clues from the text. For example, he can find out that there were scratch marks halfway up on the kitchen door. He can also talk about the little muddy prints, and then finally the guilty looking face of the dog means he was looking guilty. So these could be the three clues that children can find as an evidence to their answer that it was Angus the dog who caused this destruction. So likewise, you can give them different passages, ask them questions, and tell them that find out the contextual clues from the text to support your answer. I hope you have got my point about contextual clues. If you have any further questions, you can write them down in the comments box below. Remember these 3 points for intellectual reading. You need to make your kids able to make predictions. They should be able to make inferences, and they should also know that what are contextual clues and how to find them. And this is all about today's video. I hope you have got something useful from it. If yes, so please hit the like button. If haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. I wish you make your kids intellectual readers, not mechanical readers. I'll see you soon with something new. Take care. Bye for now. And don't forget to make it a great day.